Hey guys, it's around 1 p.m. In the afternoon on a Sunday, and it is day 4 of Guild Battle. We are currently 3-0, and I log into the game, and this is what I find. So I have two opponents left to choose from. I'll go and take a look at the opponent guild first. We are up against Lucis. They are a day 1 guild with 23 members. They have a Discord, currently in champion tier, 3k MMR. Ours is around 4700. So the MMR rankings are quite far, but they have won their past 3 matches, and that's probably why they got matched up with us. They are currently ranked 6th in our group, and we are currently ranked 3. So let's just begin by attacking Rallen here, or Rallen. This is Rallen. Let's just do that. Yeah, so I'm using my win team. And this team has a Ketone, a Helena, BRH, and a Yuna. He has a shield. Ketone's going to go first. She is probably going to 1v1 my Tifa. And we know that she likes using her limit burst on her second turn against Tifa. So we'll see if we get stopped here. Okay, Ketone's going to... Oh, she doesn't use her LB. Our 2B is going to attack her. That's one shot. And then... I don't know, we're just waiting for BRH to come up the stairs. Oh, it's going to be Yuna first, is it? Oh, it's BRH. That one misses. I don't think we're in range to attack her though. So we do that. This should be one shot. Oh no, it is. I didn't see if the shield actually activated there. Okay, so we have Yuna left. I think she has casting Holy. This is going to kill her. Okay. Oh, she has the re-raise though, but she's dead here anyway. Okay, so that was pretty easy. So we have one guy left. But I want to check that team though. I wonder why it was so easy. Okay, so we're checking this guy, and apparently he didn't put any Esper on the Ketone. I think this is a cost issue. I mean, you get a lot more from using an Esper than a VC. And of course, the equipment, it's not very optimized. Then finally we go for this guy. He's the last one left. I think this is a mono light team with Jaden. Yes, so there is a Jaden, and who's the other one? Warrior of Light and... Oh, Yuna. Okay. We have Protect. That's going to be pretty useless in this fight. Oh, okay. Warrior of Light has re-raise. I wonder if Jaden is going to hit our guys if he doesn't use the guaranteed hit attack. Oh, that is a Warrior of Light with jump. So this guy knows what he's doing. Oh, and he's very strong against magic. Okay. And there is a Yuna there. With actually high dex. Very high accuracy. But he doesn't have hate though. So I feel like that was a bit of a mistake. Okay, Tifa's dead. We have... Oh, she's going to try and raise Tifa. If this fails... Okay, it doesn't, so... I don't know. I don't know who's winning here. Oh, that is quite unlucky for us. That Yuna might be able to heal. Someone's dead here. Okay, and it's gonna be Tifa. Oh, these guys have really strong magic resistance. We have Warrior of Light left. He has the re-raise. But I think we are going to be able to finish him off with chains. Yep. Oh, he's not going to be able to. So I wonder, does Leela have higher evasion than Tifa? I actually don't know. Okay, so this is done. And wow. I actually like this animation. I actually like all the Esper animations. Of course, if you play this game a lot, it's kind of, you don't really want to keep seeing them, but once in a while, like, I really appreciate watching these animations. That was a 115 Jaden. Let's take a look at their team. Okay, so what's wrong with this team? Nothing really. There's nothing wrong with this team. Yeah, this team was composed pretty well. But the only thing with this team is if they're up against a team that climbs up the stairs pretty quickly like mine, the Warrior of Light won't have enough time to generate hate. And that's really the problem. Maybe what they should have done is turn off a few of the skills from Warrior of Light, just to make sure that he has time to generate hate. And so since I have time today, I think I want to take a look at the other teams that they have. Maybe give a little bit of constructive criticism when I can. And let's start off with the very top. Like I said, I think I would rather sacrifice the VC rather than the Esper. So the main idea behind that is that you lose a lot of agi and stats if you sacrifice the Esper. I understand that the counter argument would be like, because when you have a VC, it buffs everyone, right? But then again, the individual agi for the unit is very important to be able to avoid chains and be able to execute more actions. Okay, absolutely nothing wrong with this team, although Yuna doesn't really need this TMR, so maybe there's a better TMR for her. Oh, so Matthew got attacked by Red Wasabi. So Red Wasabi's team is very tailored against magic teams. If you're Lucis, and wondering how we're doing that is we've pre-scouted your teams, right? So let me just show you this. We've already taken a look at your team comps from yesterday's battle, so we know what teams you're running. A good way to avoid being scouted like that is to, of course, change your teams every day. But I know that's a lot of effort. Just depends on how much time you want to spend playing the game. But yeah, that's just how it goes. And Maichin here, oh, this is actually a really good team. I personally would pick someone else for the third spot. The reason why I don't like using Zazan with Halloween Fred is because they are both AP hungry. On paper, they're good together, but they both require a lot of AP. And if you only have one TMR that gives AP, you'll end up in long fights lacking AP. So that's why I don't like using them together. Maybe if you had like a different TMR, like the one from Summer Kilfei, that would work. Otherwise, this is a really well set up team. But maybe you don't have the TMR that you need for her. I personally would pick someone else, but having a an archer with these two, that's, you have the right idea there. What I mean by that is because these two obviously will go to the front line, and you want someone who is either fast enough to stay with them, or someone who can support or attack from afar. So that's why. Space Banana, having two supports and having one DPS, I think you would rather have a tank here. You know who's a really good tank? Nasha. Nasha, she has an option to have +1 jump. Or if you have that ring from the previous event that gives a +1 jump, that's also good. And the MR mod also has high jump, so he's a good option for this map as an MR tank as well. I don't really use this bow for Fina. If you want her to do damage, she scales with attack, not magic. But if you want her to do more like healing stuff, this is fine. I don't know who's your main support here. You don't want to have two people with casted healing spells. or casted support spells in one party, because the AI is not smart enough to know if someone is already being healed. So there can be a conflict there. If you have two support casters in the party, you definitely want to turn off support skills for one of them. Auburn, this is pretty good. Pretty good. What I would do though is I would transfer this VC to Jaden just to give him more stats. But overall, this is pretty well made. Again, I don't think Yuna needs this TMR. And Kaworu, I wonder why you picked this as his Esper though. Of course, he would be better off with the Omega Esper. I think your idea here is to run her as a very slash, to have high slash resistance. That's okay as well. But that would have been better if you had like supporting vision cards for that. And I'm not sure about your choice of vision cards here. I don't see how these help your team. I like this team. It's old school. So what you want to do with Ayaka is give her a lot of Agi. So you have the right idea here, but maybe give her a different Esper, a faster one with more Agi. And then Rain doesn't really utilize a lot of the Ifrit Esper, so you might also want to give him a different Esper. You don't have a lot of DPS here, I think. For this team to be successful, you also want Rain to participate in damage dealing. So this one is pretty similar. I imagine that this team comp would turtle a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's part of your game plan. But in this map, the team that goes up the stairs first has a very good advantage when it comes to range and just being able to, snipe down the teams that are slow to get up. Maybe having a turtle team is not a very good idea for this map in particular. Lord Raptor. Interesting team. This actually is a good team. And I get the idea here. Yeah, I'm not sure if he was able to defend prior to this attack, but the reason why he lost there is just because he had no defense for the damage types. Of course, this Mont has elemental advantage, but he's trying to defend against magic. But the team that attacked this team is chaining physical pierce damage, so that's why. Probably just got out DPS'd. I like this team. Actually, very smart. Yeah, I really like this team. There's nothing wrong with this team except maybe that Summer Kilfe isn't very good in this map because of her lack of range, and she's slow to climb up the stairs. But that's pretty much it. Like in other maps, this team would do fairly well. And for this team, I don't get the VCs but I get the idea behind an evasion. Engelbert, he actually has pretty good luck. He actually works as a tank that can evade some attack. So this actually can work, but I don't get the supporting VCs. So if you build on that idea, like have a Venera and an evadee Engelbert and have the supporting VCs for an evade team, that would not be a bad team. I don't get a lot of the choices here when it comes to the equipment though, and the VCs and even the Espers. So you might want to take a look at that. Obviously you want the Buster Sword on Cloud. I'm not sure if you farmed that, but you have the right idea here. Orlando has an old unit, and maybe you wanted to use him because he's lightning, but obviously there are better units at this point. Orlando is cost 80. There are other cost 80 lightning units that you can use with Cloud that are better. And also the Cloud, he's better as a ranger sub, especially for this map. But that's pretty much it. So again, here we see a Cloud. He's set up pretty well, actually. I like this setup, but this setup is for a Ranger Cloud. And what we see here is that this is not a Ranger sub Cloud. So yeah, you might want to change the sub of Cloud here to be a Ranger. But yeah, I mean, nothing particularly wrong with this team. Yeah, maybe have a better TMR for Glaciella, and that's it. I don't see anything wrong with using the Ifrit on Mont. Of course, there are better Espers out there if you have other ones, but this looks pretty okay. Okay, so here we have an FF10 team, and obviously you want to have the swords that are made for them, like the Brotherhood on Tidus, and then Auron sword on him. I forgot what it's called, but that's what you want on him. But this is pretty okay. I mean, you got the right idea here. You're protecting Yuna against missile attacks, I assume. Maybe it would have been better if you switch this up so that Cloud gets the stats from the Ifrit VC instead. I'm not sure if you have some better espers, but this would work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. I personally wouldn't use this VC if it's not maxed. So this is a really good VC if it's maxed, but otherwise it's just a bit lacking. So maybe you have other VCs that you have maxed that are better. If you don't, then this is fine. So the thing that's wrong with this team is it looks like it's like an auto formation team. Maybe you clicked auto formation and that's how you came up with this team. But the VC setup doesn't make sense. The Esper setup, she can use this Esper. I'm not sure how Rain can use this Esper and Yuna can use this Esper, so you might want to change those. I mean, Rain TMR is pretty good, but you have to be careful when to use it. I mean, which maps, because giving him this would slow him down, and I'm not sure if that's what you really want. But in terms of the unit setup, I think there's nothing wrong with this team. I think the idea here is to have a dual magic tank. That's not bad. But if that's what you want to do, then at least I would say that have your Yuna be the revealed unit. Because if the game plan is to bait magic teams, yeah, maybe have Yuna as your revealed unit. So she should be in slot 1. So for this team, there's nothing wrong with this team. This will be a monster team when Agrias gets her upgrade eventually. But won't do well on this map because these are two slow units. They won't be able to climb the ladder fast enough, and then they will be disadvantaged. In the near future, hopefully, this will be an okay team. So dual DPS with a single support unit. Of all the common compositions, this is my least favorite. If you want to do dual DPS with support and no tank, what you want to have are two DPS units that have some sort of survivability, evasion units or bruiser units with some sort of survivability. Otherwise, this is just going to be disastrous for you. Your support unit is either going to get sniped or one of your DPS units is going to get one shot in the first few turns, and then it's going to go downhill. Because you'll end up with one DPS unit trying to wail on the opponent tank and their DPS unit killing off your team, basically. But the setup is fine. This guy knows how to set up the individual characters, but I would change the whole idea behind the composition. And Ash the Wolf, a dual tank team with a bruiser. So the thing about this team is, well, this sword should be on Auron. You really want Rain sword to be on Rain. I wonder if you have the Rain sword, maybe you have other units that you can use instead of Rain. But I really enjoy teams like this. Obviously, there are just some issues with the equipment here, and the VCs are okay. The Espers, though, maybe there's a better Esper to use for your King Mont here. Something that's fast, that gives a lot of agi if you want to use him as a DPS unit, or something that gives a lot of tankiness. So we're down to the last few teams. This is a triple DPS lineup, or maybe you can say it's a double DPS with a support unit, because a lot of people just use Ziza for support. So the issues with this team is that some of the equipment are not optimal. They are SR equipment, so you want to upgrade those. Maybe this player is more of a casual player who doesn't farm a lot, and that's fine. Of course, the levels also, you want to get those guys to 120 as soon as possible. But other than that, I think you have a good understanding of how to set up units. But just the composition, the triple DPS, you're going to have a disadvantage if you're not using like top tier DPS units. Like, it's okay to do triple DPS if you're using the most popular units. Otherwise, you may have a problem running this kind of team. I mean, you can run whatever you want, but this won't work in a competitive environment. And finally, this team makes a lot of sense. If you have Zizabels, I would use that on Fred instead of her TMR. This TMR is fine. Also, Aldua's TMR would be good on Cloud. But generally, like, this is a good setup. Maybe you don't want the minus agi on Mont, but generally this is fine. I would not use this TMR on Mont because it slows him down, but otherwise that's it. I mean, you've got the right idea. These are really smart choices too, and I hope you are able to make this work, I mean, with a few adjustments. Okay, that's it, guys. GG's to Lucis, and big shout out and thank you to them for welcoming me to their Discord channel. And I hope I was able to give useful, constructive criticism and feedback on your teams. And thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.